This is the Iowa Weather Report for Thursday, September 3rd, 2015, and now our first look at the 0Z GFS Model Run. At 1 p.m. this afternoon, we still have a trough over the north and west, bringing a lot of showery weather to that area. But around here, we're still under this ridge. It's still hot. It's still humid. It's mainly sunny with a couple of high clouds here and there. Highs today are still remaining in the 80s to lower 90s with high dew points and heat indices well into the 90s for most of the area. We can't really rule out an isolated shower or storm, especially in our western counties as we move toward the end of the weekend into the early part of the weekend, as the system is still off to our west and is slow to move in our direction. It still is going to be hot and humid for Friday as well, so high school football games will be very warm and humid as well. Saturday for college football, it's looking rather warm as well, with highs well into the 80s and maybe around 90 or so. Shower activity looks to be very isolated, if any, at this point. But if we go into Sunday and into Labor Day Monday, a frontal system is finally going to have enough oomph to move into the state, especially into our western counties on Sunday, with some showers and thunderstorms. The rest of the state remaining mainly dry, but as we move into Sunday night and into Monday, that frontal system will begin to move through. Showers and thunderstorms will be likely, maybe clearing out in our western counties by late in the day, but temperatures will be a lot cooler and it'll be a lot more comfortable behind that front. As we move into Tuesday, that front is still hanging around, and we'll see if we still see this in coming days, but the GFS is still showing maybe some showers and maybe a thunderstorm or two Tuesday and even into Wednesday as well, with another system finally beginning to push all of this out. But readings will be back towards seasonal levels in the 70s to around 80 or maybe some low 80s across the state, but it'll be a lot more comfortable as we're heading toward the middle of the month of September. And you'll see that by next Thursday. That ridge over the east is now gone and suppressed, and now is mainly back toward the southwest and Texas. This main storm track is right across the northern tier of the country once again, which puts us in a fairly good path of seeing some activity. We have that system finally moving away from the state with some comfortable temperatures, as I said, with readings in the 70s to around 80 or so across the area. But then as we move to the extended period, this is the 14th of September, we now have a fairly decent trough over the Intermountain West, the Northwest, big upper level feature kind of cut off there, and another ridge is trying to set up over the east again, and we have a system approaching, but it never quite gets here. One piece staying in the plains, another piece sweeps off into Quebec and western Ontario. But then, if you think that's great, look at the 18th. Big trough over the west. You can see a ridge pumping up into Alaska on the upper left portion of the screen, and then it dives into the north and west, and then swings across. Two big storm systems, one over the prairie provinces of Canada, one over the north and west. The one over the prairie provinces, look at this cold air diving in from the north and west. That's something you typically see maybe in October or November. We saw this yesterday, although we didn't do a video, but the timing is still off, so our confidence is low. At this point, we have the satellite image from last evening. We have a couple of clouds here and there across the east, but a lot of high pressure pretty much suppressing a lot of shower and thunderstorm activity, especially after sunset. Monsoonal flow continues over the southwest and the storm system off to the north and west, but the watch warning map looks very quiet at this point. Frost advisory in south central Oregon, some red flag warnings in Nevada, but outside that, it is dead quiet across the country at this point. QPF chart precipitation over the next 5 days. This goes through Monday evening at 7 o'clock, showing rainfall around here, maybe about a half an inch, some isolated inch totals, heaviest across the U.S.-Canadian border where they could see a couple of inches there.